Let's discuss GPCR, which stands for G-protein coupled receptor. These are a large family of receptors present on the cell surface. They play a key role in cellular signal transduction. These receptors are linked to effectors through GTP-GDP binding proteins called G-proteins, hence the name G-protein coupled receptors. GPCRs have a characteristic structure. These transmembrane receptors are composed of 7 alpha helical membranes. This means they pass through the membrane 7 times, earning them the name heptahelical receptors. Because of their snake-like appearance, they are also known as serpentine receptors. As they pass through the membrane 7 times, they form 6 loops, 3 extracellular loops and 3 intracellular loops. The extracellular domain has a neurotransmitter binding site, while the intracellular domain couples to the G-protein. G-proteins are heterotrimeric molecules composed of 3 subunits, alpha, beta, and gamma, which are tightly bound together, hence referred to as the alpha-beta-gamma subunit. The amino terminus of the chain lies on the extracellular surface, while the carboxy terminus is on the cytosolic side. There are 3 varieties of G-alpha proteins, GS, GI, and GQ. GS stimulates adenylyl cyclase. GI inhibits adenylyl cyclase. GQ stimulates phospholipase C. In the resting state, the alpha, beta, and gamma subunits of the G-protein are linked together, and GDP is bound to the alpha subunit. When a ligand, such as a hormone, neurotransmitter, or drug, binds to the extracellular domain of the GPCR, it causes a conformational change in the receptor that allows it to interact with a nearby G-protein on the intracellular side of the plasma membrane. Binding of an agonist to a G-protein coupled receptor causes the exchange of GDP for GTP on the alpha subunit, and the beta-gamma subunit dissociates from the alpha-GTP complex. The alpha-GTP complex interacts with the target protein, either activating or inhibiting the effector. The beta-gamma dimer activates receptor-operated potassium channels or inhibits voltage-gated calcium channels. When the agonist is no longer present, the receptor reverts back to its resting state, and the signal is terminated. The alpha subunit hydrolyzes GTP to GDP, and the alpha subunit then reassociates with the beta-gamma dimer, returning the G-protein to its inactive state. Thus, the effector protein is deactivated. 3 major effector pathways through which GPCRs function are: adenylyl cyclase, cyclic AMP pathway; phospholipase C, IP3 DAG pathway; channel regulation. Starting with the adenylyl cyclase CAMP pathway. Cyclic AMP is a prototype second messenger synthesized by adenylyl cyclase under the influence of different GPCRs based on the variety of G-alpha proteins. Beta-adrenergic receptors, histamine, H2, receptor, dopamine D1 receptor are GS subtype that stimulate adenylyl cyclase. Alpha-2 adrenergic receptors, muscarinic, M2, receptor, dopamine, D2, receptor are GI subtype. GS causes adenylyl cyclase activation and calcium channel opening. Here, adrenaline binds to the beta-adrenergic receptor, inducing a conformational change that permits the interaction of the G-protein binding site with GS. The activated alpha subunit of GS binds GTP in place of GDP, dissociating from the beta-gamma dimer and the receptor. GS-alpha-bound GTP activates adenylyl cyclase, and ATP is hydrolyzed to CAMP, which phosphorylates and activates CAMP-dependent protein kinase, PK. Activation of effectors leads to the production of second messengers. For example, adenylyl cyclase converts ATP to CAMP, a common second messenger. Second messengers activate various intracellular signaling pathways, leading to a cellular response. For instance, CAMP activates PK, which can phosphorylate various target proteins including troponin and phospholambin. Troponin causes calcium influx, enhancing excitation-contraction coupling and increasing cardiac contraction. Phospholambin causes faster sequestration of calcium in the sarcoplasmic reticulum, leading to quicker relaxation. Thus, troponin and phospholambin interact with calcium, resulting in increased force of contraction and faster relaxation. Calcium is also made available by entry from outside through direct activation of myocardial membrane calcium channels by GS-alpha and through their phosphorylation by PK, as well as from intracellular stores. GI causes adenylyl cyclase inhibition and potassium channel opening. Acetylcholine acts on the M2 muscarinic receptor, also located in the myocardial membrane, thus activating an inhibitory G protein. GI inhibits adenylyl cyclase and opposes its activation by GS-alpha. The beta-gamma dimer of GI activates membrane potassium channels, causing hyperpolarization and depressing impulse generation. Phospholipase C, IP3 DAG pathway. GQ causes phospholipase C activation. For example, M1-M3 muscarinic receptors, alpha-1 adrenergic receptors, etc. Acetylcholine binds to these receptors, which are linked to GQ proteins, and activates membrane-bound phospholipase C. This enzyme cleaves the membrane phospholipid phosphoinositol diphosphate, that is PIP2, into inositol triphosphate, IP3, and diacylglycerol, DAG. IP3, being water-soluble, diffuses into the cytoplasm and binds to IP3-gated calcium channels in the endoplasmic reticulum, causing calcium influx. Calcium then binds with carmodulin, which is a calcium-binding protein, resulting in cellular responses such as depolarization and increased secretion. DAG, being a heavier molecule, remains bound to the membrane and activates phospholipid and calcium-sensitive PKC. PKC then phosphorylates enzyme substrates, producing a response. Channel regulation. Activated G proteins, GS, GI, GO, can also open or inhibit ionic channels specific for calcium and potassium without the intervention of any second messenger like CAMP or IP3. This brings about hyperpolarization, depolarization, or changes in intracellular calcium concentration. GS opens calcium channels in myocardium and skeletal muscles. GI and GO open potassium channels in the heart and smooth muscle, as well as inhibit neuronal calcium channels. Beta-gamma dimer of the dissociated G protein undergoes direct channel regulation. Physiological responses like changes in inotropy, chronotropy, transmitter release, neuronal activity, and smooth muscle relaxation occur. Thank you.